have your attention, please? The race starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It is Sunday evening, and that means it's race time at the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. I'm James J., joined by Michael Harris Jr. Today we are at the Tricky Triangle, Pocono Raceway, for 80 laps, 8-0. Competition caution will come out at lap 10. No points, of course, and we'll re-rack them. With the short fuel load this season, I expect everybody to come in and top off their tank. We're looking at a great race tonight. Thanks to everybody for joining us now on YouTube, the home of Midwest Motorsports Broadcasting. And tonight, we have qualified already. Eric Thaler has put it on the pole with Antcaster P2. Newcomer Joseph Phelps in his first day out brings us to the second row. Ty Williams, Michael Samia, Brandon Thayer, Justin Thaler, Jason Huffman, Dylan Fox, Trevor McLaughlin. A full field of 20 cars tonight. Not a bad turnout. Thanks to everybody for showing up. Michael, what do you think we're going to see at the Tricky Triangle?
We're going to see a lot of action, and of course we're going to see some spread out here. We're also going to see pit strategy be a key factor like it was for the truck race. Got 80 laps tonight here at the Tricky Triangle, and of course paint schemes galore everywhere here. I think everyone got the memo from NASCAR about how they're going to be using the paint schemes coming forward here, so I see a lot of paint schemes utilizing all the space they can for sponsors.
That's right. It's awesome. Congrats to the godfather of Midwest Motorsports, Eric Thaler, for putting it on the pole, and we're going to go racing.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
They're off. Antcaster on the outside lane, Eric Thaler on the inside lane. Both of them get good pushes, and it looks like Eric is going to hold off. But Ty Williams in the 81, the snap-on black and white 81, pushes Eric to the front and maintains second place as they go down the long stretch into the second turn, the tunnel turn, and we're off. Third row back, Justin Thaler holding out wide line. Too wide further back. I expect to see some spread out racing, so restarts are going to be key, the initial start and the restart. Walker McNulty making a big jump down there in the purple number 12. And they go down the front straight to complete lap 1.
Absolutely. It's going to be all about position here at this racetrack. Where you are on the grid is going to determine how you're probably going to be moving around on the racetrack. If you're starting towards the back, you're going to have a harder time really catching up to anybody with the need of the draft even higher than if you're at the front. That's something I noticed on Friday when I was towards the back. I didn't really going anywhere, but when I was up towards the front, I felt like I was a bit racy there. So it's one of the things we got to look out here. But as you said, we've already spread out quite a bit here with Brandon Cotton probably doing his tried strategy of just laying back, saving your tires and fuel. Eric Thaler and Ty Williams just flooring it, blasting, having a great time. Antcaster hanging on in there as well as we jump on in with Aaron Holroyd, Manscaped Toyota, right behind, it looks like Trevor McLaughlin in that Ghost Toyota 99 machine.
Long straightaways, were you able to save any fuel by following somebody or lifting and coasting in the corner? Do you have a secret for saving fuel? I think it's going to be a numbers game tonight, unless, like you mentioned, the people out front can just keep the hammer down and just run the race out.
No, I got towards it later. A lot of the guys I was hearing about, they were doing some clutching. as they got in the corners. Me personally, I don't know how you clutch and also be competitive at the same time. Still trying to figure all that out, but there's some clutching going on. There's some just driving casual. There's some just being a little less aggressive, maybe using a little bit more brake earlier on instead of doing trail braking instead of just letting off. Just minor little things, but yes, drafting definitely can help too.
Jason Huffman in the number 4 goes inside Brandon Thayer. Nice move for the Toyota Gazoo Racing paint on the number 4, Jason Huffman. So you see Trevor McLaughlin popping out inside of Aaron Holroyd again. As Jason goes inside Michael Samia, we're too wide. Too wide, too deep. Trevor McLaughlin inside Brandon Thayer, going to try to catch up to Michael Samia as well. Aaron Holroyd follows him down. Great battle here. 6-car battles. We're going 3 wide. Aaron Holroyd takes it 3 wide down the long front straightaway. Somebody's got to give. You can't go 3 into 1. Or can they? James Olavison even wants to poke his nose in. Brandon Thayer does a great job in the 64, hanging out wide, giving plenty of room for Trevor McLaughlin. And Aaron Holroyd gains the position. But Jason Huffman up in front. Sorry about that, Michael. Go ahead.
That is all right. Trevor Mack definitely gave a little bit room there. He's going to have a bit of a battle getting back to Brandon Thayer and Michael Samia, but actually, yeah. And they'll look to catch up to that number 3 car. I didn't realize he got away there.
Incredible. Awesome racing. Here's Jason Huffman with Michael Samia. I mean, he lost a lot of ground, those guys, as they were fighting. Michael Samia tucks back in behind Jason Huffman. This is the battle for 9th. Line of Stern up front. You're not missing anything. Eric Taylor's jumped out to about a 2nd lead over Ty Williams. This battle continues now. Aaron Holroyd is caught up to Michael Samia and Jason Huffman. Back down single file. Everybody's calmed down. That was exciting. We're going to lap 10 for the competition caution.
That's right here. We've got we're on lap 6 right now. Eric Taylor just moving right along on one of the back stretches, getting into turn 3 here. And you can see that gap between him and Ty Williams, 4-time winner back there. Ant Castor right there in 3rd. And Justin Taylor chasing closely behind. Phelps doing pretty good in his first race here in 5th place with Fox right there in 6th as well. Newcomers here this season and showing us that they've got some game. That nationwide scheme there on the 57 machine.
Looks good. Welcome to Midwest Motorsports, Joseph. We're glad you're here. Hope you get to enjoy your race. Pocono, the first track you chose to join on. It's going to be exciting. I hope you got your calculator with you. We're going to need it for doing the fuel numbers. I'm understanding 13 to 17 laps maybe on the outside if you're Superman like Brandon Cotton. Walker McNulty's been known to do good on fuel saving as well.
Yeah, I sort of tuned in on Friday night and heard the little quip you and Walker were talking about with with coming into pit during the competition caution. That's how I did my race. But yeah, that's definitely something to think about here with such a, I don't know what, oh yeah, that's right, because we changed the fuel load here for the cup cars and supposedly the trucks. So they're definitely going to have a shorter fuel run. But at least some great racing here on this track where you got 8 pit stops you got to look forward to.
Right. Yes, we're looking, 15 laps. So at least 5 pit stops. And only 3 sets of tires. How big of a difference did tires make for you? And is it worth it to save them to the end? Or if you do need a splash at the end, not take tires at the end? What's the crossover, I guess, is what I'm asking for. When you take tires or not, how many laps do you need to make up the tire difference and what you lost?
Um, from my experience Friday night, it wasn't. It made some difference. It did make some difference when she changed all fours compared to guys that were, still running older tires. My last pit stop, I ended up changing just the outside tires to go with the fuel, so that way they had some extra grip. Maybe it wasn't the right call. I don't know. I wasn't as able to keep up, but
Joseph Phelps looking inside Ant Castro. That's very interesting. I didn't think about it. Taking 2 tires. You took outsides, I'm guessing?
I took right sides. And there
So
we go. Comp caution.
we're yellow. Eric Taylor's going to bring him out. And yes, indeed, Brandon Cotton, behind in Charlie, the back of the field. Like you said, no doubt, saving tires, fuel as much as he can. So now he's got to catch up to the pack before we pit in. These are interesting times. Right now, it's going to help decide your strategies for the rest of the race. I don't think anybody's going to stay out. You'd have to come in while everybody else is under green. That would be very costly, I would think.
Could be. I mean, if you're going for just fuel only, then it might not be as bad as if you went with tires. But regardless, you'd be dropping back pretty quick. And that'd be hard to make up without a caution. And with the truck race we had, I don't see these guys having very many cautions, if any at all, besides the comp caution here. It is interesting to note that when we're talking about backseat Charlie's there with Brandon Cotton, his teammate Sean Cunningham also was pretty far back there. Both of them were in the 40-second gap to the leader by the time we got this comp caution called. So interesting to see the 71 and 5 if they are playing off that stream strategy that's been working for Brandon so far. As we look now, and it looks like the leaders are in fact coming on into pit.
So they did catch up. They're not going to lose too much time catching up to the pits. So here we go. Look at this pit lane, super wide pit lane. Michael, you did some research before the race.
Yeah, I was taking a look at this pit lane, and it was brought to our attention by our very own Josh Watt, who runs our admin program here, keeping us safe and all that.
I approve this message.
He was bringing it up why pit lane at Pocono is so much wider than many other tracks, and the best I can find out here right now is because of the triangular shape of the track, how everything's all situated and located. I mean, this front stretch always runs like a drag strip, like a big speed lane there, and so there's some concern about speeds. I'm sure because they have so many different varieties of cars come in between IndyCar that's come through here, the modifieds, NASCAR, sports cars, all that they're trying to make it more accessible for pit crews, make it safer with the pit entry speeds. That wasn't always implemented back in the day. If I remember right, IndyCar or Formula One, they could just fly down the pit lane before they got to their pit box.
Gotcha. With no pit lane speed limit, like you said, man. Good looking out. That's something I didn't observe before you guys mentioned it pre-race, and good to know. Look at this, Dylan Fox. Sly as a fox. The Sly one came in at lap 8. I don't know how I missed that, but congrats to Dylan Fox for pulling up a short pit and undercuts everybody. It's going to be about 2, maybe 3 laps short. You might be the first one to pit in to start the cycles, but good job for Dylan Fox in that Miltech 61.
That's certainly one way to get us to notice you there when you got a new change. He was bringing it up earlier about his new paint scheme and revamping everything. And, well, here he is, right on broadcast, right in front, deciding to stay on out after early pitting about 2 laps before the comp caution happened. So like I said, James, he's probably not going to make it the full cycle if he decides to get racy here and put pedal to the metal. But if he decides he's going to coast and let everybody else kind of go by, and as we get single file there, so he can save up that difference, it might benefit him getting those extra bonus points there for leading the lap.
And he gets bonus points for leading a lap. You took the next words out of my mouth. Great strategy here. I think that's going to play out well.
See, I always think to do this on Friday nights, but every time I'm poised to do it, I'm at 20th place, so the leaders are already gone by the start-finish line by the time I make the pass and go, it ain't worth it now.
Right. 1974 was the very first Pocono race. You want to take a guess at who the winner was?
Oh, that is a great question. It's a shame I'm looking at this page, but I don't see the answer to this question.
Number 43, the STP man, Richard Petty.
There you go.
Brought it home the first time they raced in 1974 in August up at Pocono. Super fun track, wide open. Very hard to save fuel. I'm not sure how these guys are going to do it. Like you said, in the truck race, we saw next to no cautions, only the competition caution. 20 cars are lined up and set to go green again. And Dylan Fox steps on the loud pedal, and we go racing down the Long Pond front straightaway. Sold out crowd here, Pocono, for the Cup race. Thanks to everybody for joining us at Midwest Motorsports.
Ford
Eric Thaler's
Power.
right on his bumper.
That he is. He's making that move right there, James. Good call right there. Ford Power leading the way here. 3 of the top 4 cars, 4 of the top 5 right now are all Ford machines. As it looks like Walker McNulty getting a little better run than Ant Castor going into the tunnel turn. We got Dylan Fox, Eric Taylor's stepping back a little bit, but Justin's making that move. He's making a peak right here as we get into turn 3 on the inside of his brother. Ant Castor out there on the outside trying to get that draft, trying to get something going, but Walker McNulty is going to make the move here, pushing Justin. Dylan Fox still getting away here. Michael Samia is getting himself involved. We got a 5-way battle for second place at the least. Don't forget Ty Williams, and we got Phelps there as well in the 57 machine, making this a pretty big old battle.
Saw Ty Williams get really loose coming onto the front straightaway at the exit of turn 3, trying to maintain his line. I don't think he did that on purpose. That allowed Joseph Phelps to slide underneath him. Now they're looking up at Michael Samia in the number 3 car, and this is the battle for 7th. Michael Samia now challenging for 5th, and Ant Castor, and I think he's going to get it as the 8 car slides up the track.
Big run by Samia there. He won the truck race here on Friday night. He's up into 4th. He is pushing and edging his way, trying to catch up to Walker McNulty as well here.
Nicholas Aslan won Friday.
Oh, Nicholas Aslan won the truck race.
Yeah, it's okay. Samia had a good run.
Samia won last week, didn't he, the cup race?
Correct.
There you go.
Lots of racing at Midwest Motorsports. You can always go to midwest-motorsports.com, check out our leagues, and find a league that suits you. Check out the rules. Join on up, midwest-motorsports.com. Entries are always open and always free. And Eric Thaler has dropped back. What happened to Eric? P10.
I don't know if it's just he usually loves running the top line there, but my guess is either he's trying to save a little bit, just take it easy here at the early bit of the run. We've only been running for about 5-6 laps now.
Try and find out. Yeah, you're right. He just ran the high line. He got back here. It's like 5th. I wonder if he got squirrely. We check one more corner. The 15 is the blue car on the outside. Yeah, he just gets freight trained running around the outside. All right, we'll go back live. As with
Oh.
chaos,
We're talking about him.
there he is. He's still getting swamped. Maybe he's trying to fuel save.
I
Is
don't
he
know.
clutching and doing anything he can to save? Brandon Cotton is around. Eric Thaler has dropped all the way back to P16.
We went right back to him there, James. He had just missed the triangle turn a little bit and was pushing right into the wall, so he's got a little bit of damage on that on that right side.
I see. Do not want to miss the race up front as Dylan Fox continues to lead with Justin Thaler and Michael Samia, Walker McNulty. Out of all that chaos, have come out P3 and 4. Really good racing. Hard to know who to follow, who to watch. Thanks to everybody for bearing with us as we try to bring the action to you. Michael Samia in third place, looking pretty racy. Trying to catch Justin Thaler in the 2 car. They're both chasing Dylan Fox, who pulled out a 2-lap undercut before the competition caution. He goes up the track. Nobody took tires this first stop.
That's right, and Justin and Michael battling out there in second place. It looked like both of them were going to try to make that move on Dylan. Michael's got a better run coming out of turn 1. We do have a car off the track. Well, not off the track, but in the inside wall there. No caution right now. Poor Robert Leveson will have to tow as we continue with this green flag racing.
See if we can find out what happened to Robert. Oh, there he is in the pits. Oh, that didn't end well for him. Oh, come on. We'll get there. Is that the tunnel turn or turn 3? All right, here he is all by himself. He's got Norm Snyder behind him. Chris Thaler and Eric Thaler up ahead. Turn 1. He goes down low. Maybe it wasn't turn 1.
I think right about now, James.
Oh, yeah, a little snap oversteer. All right, one more time. Real quick, I'll try to zoom in as much as I can. But you can see a little snap right there, catches it. All right. Now into the wall. I mean, it switches to scenic. Sorry about that. So, looks like he was pushing up into the wall a little too much correction. He's going to sit and wait for it. We do have a faster. Oh, Chet Miller goes into the wall. There it is again, switching over to scenic. Sorry about that. But yeah, Chet Miller into the wall.
That's definitely the tricky part about TV1 here on this track is a lot of the times in the back stretch there it will go to basically scenic mode. We did have lap 19, a change for the lead as Michael Samia is now rounding turn 3, leading the field.
All right.
Walker McNulty's making a move on Dylan Fox. Now the question becomes for that 61 machine, is he going to slow down and start clutching, trying to save a little bit of fuel so he can be back on the pit strategy there? Or what's going on as he goes wide, trying not to smash into Walker McNulty there in the corner?
Did a good job leaving room for Walker. Maybe he got in the marbles or got in some track.
Yeah, since last time we came here at Pocono, they did not have that in the models there. All the marbles up there wasn't really impacting as much as they are now, James.
Awesome. Awesome racing. Michael Samia, I'm sorry we missed that pass. I'm sure we'll have more opportunities. Trevor McLaughlin looking on the inside of Joseph Phelps. Decides better of it, this time at least. Aaron Oldroyd wants by Brandon Thayer. He pokes out. Not this time. Still lots of racing left. We're at lap 22. Dylan Fox should be the first to pit. About another 2 or 3 laps. These long laps here at Pocono. Go back up front. Dylan Fox and Walker McNulty are still having a great race. Dylan looks on the inside turn 1, maybe to try to threaten Walker McNulty. This time it's role reversal. Walker McNulty has to take the high line. Dylan Fox, can he get clear on the exit? Walker McNulty holds strong on the outside. And you have to race to the tunnel turn. Give it another shot. Right behind them, we got Justin Thaler in the 81 of Ty Williams with Joseph Phelps looking to take advantage of any mishaps here. Ty Williams in the 81 Truck Series champion. Justin Thaler does a good job of coming down just enough to let Dylan know that he's not going to get under you this time. This is the battle up front. One second lead for Michael Samia over Walker McNulty as Joseph Phelps gets inside Eric Thaler. A little squiggle there. Great job to not touch. Trevor McLaughlin has a front row seat of this great battle.
We go on board there.
Trevor, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. Still side by side. Sorry about that, Michael.
Oh, no, that's okay. You swapped over to Trevor there, and just what I was going to talk about. Great minds think alike there, James.
Maybe, well, at least mine's. I don't know, my mine's not so great. But he completes the pass. Justin Thaler loses a spot to Joseph Phelps. Long way from over is this race. Approaches 25 laps. So I was expecting pit stops any day now, any lap. We did have a lap of pacing. When is Michael Samia going to come in? Will he be the first? I'm really surprised, actually, that Dylan Fox isn't in already as he does now. Dylan Fox comes into pits. We'll see where he comes out. A big challenge to get in pit lane and out of pit lane. Slowing down to that pit lane speed. That could gain or lose you a second. Finding your box. Takes practice, Michael.
Oh, it sure does. Especially at this track, there's a lot of talk coming on in from a lot of different guys about the pit exit, mostly here. With where the way the track is laid out, that pit exit location is right there as you come on into turn 1. So there was a lot of concern drivers were going to be getting in the way of each other as they get back on the racing surface. But for the most part, most people will drive towards the high line coming on in by the time cars are coming out. And it looks like we have our answers this lap here. The leaders are all coming in. Does Joseph Phelps get the speeding right there? Because it looked like he was coming in hot. Ty Williams blinked for just a split second, I believe, right there as well. But they are side by side going on down. Pit lane, Justin Thaler, Sean Cunningham, Brandon Cotton, and Jason Huffman have stayed on out. Eric Thaler, by the way, has still not pit. He was all the way down to, I think, 16th, 17th position there. So now he's all the way up to 5th. Ant Castor, Chris Thaler, and Norm Snyder round out your top 8 cars who have stayed out on the pit lane. And I haven't seen. Oh, Dylan Fox is back out on the racing surface. Currently shown in as 19th on our radar, but he's quickly going out fast. But how far does it go? As it looks like JT is coming on in. Sean Cunningham's going to join him. Brandon Cotton's also joining him. Jason Huffman coming on in. Does Eric Thaler stay out to get another lap led? We'll find out here in about 8 seconds or so. Yeah, looks like he's staying on out. So Eric Thaler's going to be leading from now. Ant Castor behind him and Chris Thaler. Those three have not pit yet. They've been saving some fuel here, so we'll see how that pans out as the race continues on. I thought Brandon Cotton and Sean Cunningham with their strategy would have been the fuel savers to look out for, but as we look now, Ty Williams has knocked himself into 4th place. JT in 5th place. Sean Cunningham out there 6th. Michael Samia's moving on up into 7th place. So Dylan Fox finds himself 12th after that pit stop there. So not sure if he's going to try to fuel save now so that he doesn't have that misfortune next time around.
So here's the big deal is that Dylan Fox did take tires. There were quite a few that did not take tires as Chris Thaler works his pits. Ant and Eric stayed out another lap. They made it all the way to lap 30 from lap 10. So that's 5 extra laps. That is going to come in handy later on in the race. But I agree with you. It looks like Ty Williams. I'm not sure if there was a penalty or not on speeding. We did see some lockup as everybody was coming in. But Ty Williams will take over the lead once Ant and Eric decide to pit. Well, even with that damage that you noticed earlier, Michael, it's very interesting. Maybe Ant and Eric are up to something together. Admins of the league working together, talking together. Ant Castor stays out another lap. Ant Castor is going all the way to the end of lap 30. If you can save 5 laps or 4 laps of tires for every pit stop, you can actually lose that last 10 lap gap that you're missing.
You could. And Ty Williams now 12.5 seconds behind Ant Castor. He's not really gaining, so it's not like Ant Castor is necessarily doing anything. It's not like he's clutching in the spots you would think it would be. Once he does eventually come on in, though, he will have a 5-second gap over Sean Cunningham and the rest of the pack. So Ty Williams in pit strategy, he finds a way to get out there in the front, even though the top 2 drivers that have pit already did not take full 4 tires.
That's right. Michael Samia did. So that may hurt him later on in the race, but it's definitely going to help him right now. So you're going to make hay while the sun shines. And he's going to keep the hammer down. Justin Thaler and Walker McNulty have an argument over 3rd spot. Walker McNulty takes it. Trevor McLaughlin also wants to get by Justin Thaler. Maybe Justin Thaler caught on to what Eric and Ant are doing up front and says, I'm going to start saving too. Here comes Brandon Cotton in that green number 5, the green machine.
Goes to say, if you've already led a lap or you aren't going to catch the leader, might as well fuel save, see if you can get that track position later on in the race. See if you can get a different pit strategy to get some laps led and some bonus points. But I'm sure he's kicking himself right at the moment that he wasn't in on that pit strategy to join his brother, join Ant Castor, and that we'll see where they come out to make that determination, because Eric is all the way back in 15th right now. Ant Castor just coming on out. As we just watch Dylan Fox make the pass on Justin Thaler on screen.
Yes, you're right. I'm trying to find Ant Castor, and I still can't find him. So, yes, like you said, they're in the back. Ant Castor even now a lap down.
Oh, did he get a penalty or something? Because he has 48 seconds on the pit time right there.
Oh, no. He may have. I don't want to speculate. Now I'll reach out to race control, see if I can send him a message. Maybe he can fill us in.
Well, it'd either be a penalty or he chose to save his
Maybe he ran out.
repair.
Maybe he ran out coming to the pits.
Oh
Maybe not on
no,
that last lap.
that would have been unfortunate, but that definitely can also take up for that too. Ty Williams, though, with his lead right now, I can tell you one thing, and it sounds true right now. He is clutching in those corners. Maybe not all of them, but he is, because his gap from himself to Samia and Cunningham is down from the 5 seconds he had to 3.4 for Samia and 3.79 for Sean Cunningham.
Yeah, let's not forget Sean Cunningham. We've not talked about him much tonight. In the white Monster Energy, number 71. Sean Cunningham's been with Midwest Motorsports for a while. It's long overdue for a good finish. A top 3 finish would be just fine for Sean Cunningham. I'm glad to see him running up front. He's been close many times. Could Pocono be his first podium? We'll find out. He's got to deal with Michael Samia and Ty Williams first. Don't forget Walker McNulty lurking in the background.
McNulty always a threat for podium right there in that number 12 Ford machine, running the Bubblicious along with Trevor Mack, although Trevor Mack says Bubblicious Ghost flavor.
Yeah, they like to work together. They both are on the same team. There's the Ghost Bubblicious Platinum Elite with Michael Samia and Brandon Thayer. They kind of team up and share tips and tricks together. Another part of what makes Midwest Motorsports great. The community is awesome here. The atmosphere is like no other. This is a new paint. I haven't seen this one. The chrome numbers on the 99, but the Bubblicious Ghost energy drink.
I think that goes along with his truck scheme from Friday night.
Very nice. And here's Walker McNulty, who has caught Sean Cunningham now. And there's Bubblicious chewing gum paint.
Don't put the chewing gum on the paint.
I should say. Chewing gum paint job, I should say. As Walker looks on the inside of 71 going into turn 1. Think he's going to make it stick? I did hear from race control, Ant got caught speeding in the pits. Had to do a drive-through. All that hard work, saving fuel, going to cost him. But move Walker McNulty up into P3. Not too far from Michael Samia. And Ty Williams now 1.4 seconds. But Ty Williams does have an extra set of tires. Michael and Walker took tires. Sean did not. So tires that seem to have a difference, make a difference in the first 8 or 10 laps of this stint here on the tires.
Lap 37 here as Ty crosses the start-finish line here. And just so you know, that gap is down to 1.19 for Michael Samia, 1.77 for Walker McNulty. So how much longer Ty is going to be able to fuel save by clutching it in the corners if he wants to keep leading laps, that is up in the air. But as we look through the roster right now, the top times for the top 5 are Walker McNulty with the 54.213. Then Michael Samia with the 54.313. Then it's Sean Cunningham with his 54.690. Trevor Mack actually did a 54.349, so that would put him 3rd fastest of the 5. And Ty Williams still putting down 54.90s, even with some of that clutching. gaps down to 0.6 of a second. You can see it right now. Just a couple cones away from each other here. Samiya is using those tires.
They've pulled away from Sean Cunningham, and we are looking back at Michael Samiya and Walker McNulty from the leader, Ty Williams, and they're catching him slowly but surely inside a half a second now on this beautiful, glorious Pocono day. There's Michael Samiya on the hunt.
No, and he's not going to wait. He's not waiting for this one as he tries to make the move on the inside, as he's going to make the move in the attempt to make the pass here into turn one. Side-by-side actions. We go to the front quarter panel there, and boom, there it is. Michael Samiya, your new race leader right now. Walker McNulty is also sniffing the tail of that 81 Snap-on Toyota. Is he going to make that pass into the tunnel turn? Can't talk today, James.
There go. There's some bumps here. This turn modeled after the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 90 degrees. Exactly the same banking. Now Walker gets inside Ty Williams. Can he complete the pass by the time we get to turn 3? Modeled after the Milwaukee Mile.
What is turn 1 modeled after?
Turn 1 is modeled after Trenton Speedway, New York track with 14 degrees of banking.
Is that New York or New Jersey?
Trenton, New Jersey, I believe. I could be wrong. Let's see if I can look it up.
Just for a trivia fact, that used to be a very strange track with a dog leg on the inside of it.
Yes, it had a right-hand turn coming out of the exit of track 2. That's right. In the New Jersey State Fairgrounds. Surely Walker's not going to poke his nose inside of his teammate, Michael Samiya.
But it's a Chevy versus a Ford. They might be working together, but you know, got that pride, get that extra lap bonus there. You know, teammates like to help each other out too sometimes, given that extra bonus lap. But I know these two, they're pretty competitive.
Dylan Fox has started the round 2 of pit stops at lap 41.
Will he take the time to take another set of tires? Is this just fuel only for him? We'll find out. As we continue on with this, I got another little bit of trivia here. He brought up 1974, the year the first race took place here at Pocono Speedway. Another fact is that back in 1977, the modified tour actually came on over to Pocono into Long Pond, Pennsylvania, to do their Race of Championships. The first 2 seasons that they did this, first 2 years, they actually did the entire NASCAR circuit here that you see these guys traveling on as everybody's starting to funnel on in. And then they finished up until 1991 was the last time they did the Race Champions here for the modifieds. They did a modified oval using the front stretch and the infield just on the other side of pit lane.
Nice. Modified trial, is that what you said?
They did a regular oval. So it was kind of just like your New Hampshire or Milwaukee.
It's big enough to do it, for sure. We see some different tracks with tracks inside them using the pit lane as well for Legends cars and the such, but can't imagine running a open wheel modified, late model modified out here. It's pretty awesome. If you've never seen an asphalt late model or a dirt late model, they will shock you with their awesomeness, I should say. But you're right. Round 2 of pit stops have started. Not many takers on tires yet. We'll see laps. Let's see pit stops 3. Ty
Dylan
Williams
Fox took
this
tires
time.
again.
And Dylan, yeah. He's going to be short on tires there at the end. We'll see. But good for you, Dylan. More points. Coming across the line. Sean Cunningham's your current leader and yet to pit. Brandon Cotton, teammate, comes in with him. And that's going to leave Justin Thaler out. We saw him have a good cycle. His last stop was 27. So he's looking at 17 laps.
We'll see if this is a splash and dash or a fill for him, but Justin Taylor just getting on the front stretch. And so he will not take the lead there. Uh-oh. Brandon Cotton having an issue there on the on pits. I just meant lead the lap. Yes, he does take the lead, though. Brandon Cotton overshoots his pit box a little bit there.
Has to back up.
Coming on out.
Loses it to his teammate. Loses the position. Easy to do, Michael. You've done this before?
Yep, done that before. Done the not far enough. I've been too far to the left.
Yeah.
I haven't been too far to the right yet.
Yeah. It happens to all of us. He'll make up for it. But look out. Justin Thaler, number 2, in the lead. Yet to pit. He gets points for leading a lap. Good on you, JT, as he comes in. That's going to put Walker McNulty in the lead. First one with 3 stops. And Michael Samia's right behind him, not far. 2.5. That's all coming down the pits, getting slowed down the pit lane speed limiter. The pit times almost identical. So that's all about getting hard on the brakes.
Well, this time around, Dylan Fox finds himself in 9th place after all that. So maybe he definitely had a better pit stop, even though he did take tires.
Very interesting. I do not have a track of who took tires and who didn't. My software is not that advanced yet, but working on it.
I will tell you that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 6. So Trevor McLaughlin all the way up to Walker McNulty ended up taking fuel. I don't know if they took right sides or not during that. I would guess so based on the 7-second time frame there. Then you have Ty Williams, Sean Cunningham, Dylan Fox, and Brandon Cotton all taking 4 tires, followed by Andrew Miller, who took fuel. Aaron Holroyd took fuel, maybe did some damage repair, or at least took some right sides. Jason Huffman, James Olivison taking fuel. Then Justin Thaler took tires. Ant Castor yet to pit, and Chris Thaler took tires. Then Norm Snyder and Robert Olivison also took tires.
As much as everybody wants to lead the race, lead the laps now, you really only want to have to lead 1 lap to get the money, the trophy, and the trophy girl, and that is lap 80. I would not count Eric Thaler out. He's still working on his second pit stop. His last pit was lap 29.
He is the longest out there right now, like you said, with lap 29. Ant Castor came in lap 30, where he made that unfortunate blunder. A couple guys are setting their fastest laps of the night right now. This past lap, we had Sean Cunningham put down a 53.82, and Brandon Cotton putting a 54.09. Fastest lap of the night now belongs to the Godfather, Eric Thaler, in that 15 Ford, dropping down at 53.685 early in the race.
As he finally comes into pit after bouncing off the wall on the exit of the tunnel turn 2. Pretty far spread out. Is that Brandon Cotton side by side? It was with Dylan Fox. He makes the pass on the front straight. Get down into turn 1. continues on with the gap. Brandon Cotton, 15-second flat pit stop. Not bad. He definitely took tires. So remember how last stop Michael Samia and Walker McNulty took tires?
Yep.
Well, this time they didn't, and Ty Williams did. So let's see if Ty Williams can catch back up to Samia. He is 3.5 seconds. Walker McNulty, 2 seconds out in front of Michael Samia. So Walker has figured out how to get on and off the pit lane.
Sean Cunningham also putting down some more quick times than Brandon Cotton, so they just put down their fastest laps of the session again. They are making those tires work now, so they find themselves 7th and 8th place. But as you can see, a pretty large gap between the two, and that was mostly caused by Brandon overshooting his pit box. Even by that tiny fraction of a second has converted down to about 7 seconds between them on the track.
Wow. Ty Williams has already caught Trevor Mack and now gone by him. So Ty Williams going from a 0 to a hero after getting those tires is what it feels like, I'm sure. Joseph Phelps will be next on his list.
Well, I've talked a lot about speed today there. I mean, we talk a lot about speed all the time, James, but our fastest mover so far this evening has been Sean Cunningham, starting 18th place all the way up to 7th place, gaining 11 spots. And our race leader, Walker McNulty, second most with gaining 10 positions. He started 11th today, is now finding himself leading this pack by over 1.7 seconds. That lead is slowly going down, so Walker might be doing some fuel saving as he's following along behind Chris Thaler in that new shiny chrome Dark Horse Ford.
It is new. It somehow got wider, or at least in Walker's perspective. As Chris, hang on to it, Chris. Don't get caught up in the marbles. Walker McNulty played it safe, decided to follow through turn 4 instead of take a chance. See some smoke. I don't know who's up in front of Walker.
That may have been Robert Olivison. He is in the pits now. That's the only thing I can think of right now. But
no problem. Ant Castor caught speeding in the pits. He did a bad thing. He's paying for it. Up front, Walker McNulty running away from Michael Samia. Actually 1.75. But look at Brandon Thayer in third. Now these guys are going to have to get around or deal with Chris Thaler. See if they can have an easier go of it. Chris Thaler is not obligated to pull over by any means.
he is not, and Brandon Thayer, I don't know if Michael Smee is just being a little cautious here, or if Brandon Thayer got a much better run on turn 1, but he is gaining a little bit. Well, Smee is going to make the move on the inside. Oh, Thayer, stay on the outside there, as Brandon Thayer will move on into the inside here and make that pass around him. And there they go. Samia not losing much time there, James. Go ahead.
Yeah, back to 1.75. You're right. Good deal. So about the same time that it took Walker. So no harm, no foul. Everybody's fun. This is a fun league. You may not see as much courtesy in some officials or other racing around. Midwest Motorsports is where it's at for gentlemen drivers. Who's that? Ty Williams is coming. Ty Williams is on it. He has got the foot on the floor, and he is catching these guys.
3.7 seconds now.
Was 5 or 6 seconds. Now it's working under 4. Ty Williams feeling like a hero with tires. Brandon Thayer, Michael Samia second and third.
So what's our magic number, James? I was hearing you talk about it yesterday on the or not yesterday, Friday on the broadcast. Talking about fuel and fuel strategy here. We're on lap 54 of 80. Everyone pitting on 41. What is the magic number to hit so that you can make it on fuel?
If you want to go flat out, the magic number I believe is 65. Maybe 64 as Chris goes up high. Oh, and Joseph Phelps hits the wall as well. Chris Taylor gets around. Joseph Phelps hard in the wall. 65 is my number. I want to try to make it to 65. That's 10 more laps. Oh, as Joseph Phelps has to come in and repair some damage. That was a hard hit. Come on.
Yeah, it was.
I think Joseph went in. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some damage. That's
Gotta
unfortunate.
get that insurance.
Nationwide. On your side. We need Nationwide on his right side right now because he's paying for it. Everybody here, I don't think anybody can make it to 65, which would be 15 to go. These guys mostly came in at lap 41 for the leaders. So they're coming in at 55, 56. Now,
Eric Thaler came in at 47, so he'd be the most likely.
He would have to continue that pace though. His last lap was 54-1, if he can do those. We'll see what Walker McNulty can do. He's doing 54-2s as well. .54. Well, Joseph Phelps, unfortunately, Joseph Phelps is what I'm doing, what I would do. He's coming in now, maybe repair a little bit of damage, but you're splitting the last two stops. So instead of running all the way empty, come in now, get tires. I like Joseph Phelps.
Well, Walker's coming on in here. Michael Samia, Brandon Thayer, Alton, Ty Williams. Almost said Albert. They're all coming on in. Trevor Mack's going to join him. Brandon Cotton staying out with his teammate Sean Cunningham like they have been in the past. Brandon has dropped that gap between them to 5 seconds. Dylan Fox still appears to be staying. Well, actually, he might be coming in too. But Andrew Miller's coming in, so Dylan Fox will come on up to third. Interesting story here, the fact that he pit 2 laps earlier. He's been pitting 2 laps earlier every other time until now. Did he run out of gas? Because he is quite slow there. Ant Castor flying on by. He's either running out of gas or he is doing the best he can to keep it going for one more lap.
On Dylan?
On Dylan, yeah.
All right. Yep, you're right. He's creeping and crawling. Big lift here. Yep, you push it that one more lap like Ant found, and of course Ant sped on pit lane, but I got to be honest. The more I look at it, I was going to mention Joseph Phelps. I was going to mention splitting the strategy. If you come in early, take tires, and then come in with like 10 to go.
Do a splash and go?
No splash. It's basically that last 2 stops. I don't know how to explain it. Let me figure out how to explain it, then we'll come back to me.
Sounds good.
But there is a way to split your last 2 stints across one pit stop and not run the fuel dry. Come in when you have 7 laps left, get a full tank, and you got come in when you have 10 laps. It's all good. Sean Cunningham comes in for his stop out of the lead. Where's Justin Thaler? going to come out. He stays out, I believe.
Yep, he is getting ready to go by the end of pit lane here.
Holroyd comes in. Thaler stays out. That puts Jason Huffman in second, but he's got to make his stop. 65. Everybody can go make it to 65 from here. Some are going to go all the way.
James, I don't know how he managed to do this, but, well, I guess I shouldn't say I don't know how he managed to do this. Everybody here can be fast, especially that number 8 machine. Ancaster has put down the fastest lap time of the race at 53.611. And are you going to keep bringing this speeding in the pits on up there tomorrow during a cool down lap?
You know, you got to be honest. I am going to give him a hard time about speeding in the pit lane. We've talked about it before, and you mentioned it needs its pit lane speed limiter on the Cup car, but those are not allowed. We like to give Ant a hard time. The cool down lap is Midwest Motorsports podcast Monday nights at 8 p.m. on the home of Midwest Motorsports broadcast, YouTube. Midwest Motorsports on YouTube. Easy to find. Joseph Phelps currently with the lead, and he's going to be the first one to come in, but he's also going to be able to go all the way.
That's true. Let's give Clarence Prince a little love there. First car lap down in that nice, beautiful little 83 machine. I heard over the line there that Trevor Mack actually made him a couple more schemes there, so it'll be interesting to see what else he rolls out. Lovely colors that he's got on out there. Right now, the traditional blue of the Red Bull Racing team. Following by that, not entirely the same, but almost junior-inspired number 57 Chevy paint scheme on that nationwide machine right in front of him. Samia back there, 2.6 seconds in third. Second place, I skipped right over Walker McNulty at 1.5 seconds. As we take a look back at Dylan Fox, who had pitted earlier on, and now we're back to Walker McNulty. That's okay. That's all right. That 621 machine's a good-looking machine, too. And one other thing I will know, I heard also over the airwaves there, one of our league owners talking about needing some Ford power up in the top on the points. And Walker McNulty's doing his part. Eric Thaler is hoping to do his part. He's gotten himself back up to 8th place. The rest of the Fords in the field have been racy today, including Dylan Fox and Justin Thaler. And Andrew Miller up in 10th place now as he passes by Chris Thaler. So a lot of Ford cars on out there, a lot of drivers doing well today.
The strategy is Eric on. He's on lap 47, so he's due any minute. Can't quite make it to 15, I don't think. We are currently working lap 61. We've got to go to 65, I don't think.
He's got 3 laps to go on whatever fuel he's got, and he was the most likely candidate we had for that.
Yep. You got to do it early. You got to save. You got 5 stops. You know, if you save 2 stops, 2 laps a stop, it'll put you there. But then even on that last stint, you still need to be able to go.
Oh, we got some action up front there. Clarence Prince he made his move, and now it looks like Walker McNulty making the move here into the tunnel turn, takes the lead, and laps Clarence Prince all over again. As Jason Phelps will go around. Michael Samia quickly makes quick work. He's going to make the inside move here as he goes on into turn 3. And Ty Williams is coming through too.
Joseph Phelps. Joseph, not Jason. We got a couple of JPs around. It's all good. I'm still not counting Joseph Phelps out. He can stop early, come back and reassume the lead, but he's still doing a little fuel saving. Maybe. Let these guys go. But let's not forget Walker McNulty, as you were calling the action as they were passing the lap car there. It kind of bunched everybody up. And now the race for the lead is on, and the race to the finish. 56 was these guys' last stop, and they all took tires. So I believe they're all out of tires now. They got
Joseph Phelps did not take tires that last time, but did he take tires the last couple times?
Oh, he came in earlier, 54, 2 laps earlier, after bouncing the wall. So I'm not sure. I lost track of Joseph Phelps' tire count. That's a good point. Any advantage he has, he would lose if he does decide to take tires. But again, the race for the lead, it's been all Platinum Elite for the last 2 or 3 stints. Pit stops, Walker McNulty, Michael Samia. Got a couple more stops. Aaron Holroyd and Eric Thaler with 16 to go. So don't count Eric Thaler out. He's going to come out. He's going to be able to almost flat-foot it, but he is a lap down as the leaders are now coming across the line.
Michael Samia trying to make this interesting here as we get into turn 1. Walker getting a little sideways there coming out turn 1. Ty Williams back there about a second behind. He's closing in a little bit. Joseph Phelps is still holding in there in 4th place right ahead of Brandon Thayer.
Brandon gets around clearance there. Nice and smooth.
Sean Cunningham coming on out of the pits here.
So Sean Cunningham should be good to go from here. Lap 59. I'm sorry. Yeah, 59. Oh, he's coming out. 65. Got it.
Lap 65. Aaron Holroyd came out lap 64. Eric Thaler came out lap 64. So I think he should be close to good. He's going to have to goose it a little bit to make that work. But everybody else here, sub 60s. Justin Taylor was 59. Michael Samia is still pushing. Walker is still there. We haven't changed much here in the front.
They're going to have to stop again.
And the leaders are going to make that decision. They are coming in. Ty Williams joining them. Brandon Thayer also joining them. And Joseph Phelps will stay on out there in the 57, get another lap led. Brandon Cotton moves his way on up there to 2nd place. Staying on out as well. Trevor Mack comes in.
Okay. So this is exactly where I was trying to make my point, that I couldn't do it earlier. Not only did Joseph Phelps come in a few laps before he actually needed to fuel for, but now he's able to stay out at least 2 or 3 laps longer, which is going to keep him plugged up to the fuel nozzle for at least a second, maybe 2 seconds less. And fuel, and only 5 laps, so he's not going to, well, maybe more than 5 laps, fewer laps to let the tire differential play out. So I put Joseph Phelps in really good position here. We will see where he is when he comes out of the pits.
Yep, he's adding a little. Well, nope, they're about the same gap, if not Brandon Cotton's gaining a little bit. He's now under 3 seconds. But as you mentioned, Justin Thaler being in 3rd place right now, and he's 26 seconds back. So about half the racetrack away from Joseph Phelps. And he still needs to pit.
Right. So that's good for Justin Thaler as well. He's in a good spot to need minimum fuel. Walker McNulty making moves up.
And here he
Michael-
comes.
Which one?
Joseph Phelps on in.
Phelps
Brandon
in the pit.
Cotton's going to get the lap.
Lead a lap for Brandon. But Michael Samia came out of the pits in front of Walker that cycle. Imagine that.
I can imagine that. And the fact is that they're 0.3 of a second apart from each other here. Well, here's a nice shot of Brandon Thayer coming off turn 3.
And then JT also has to make a stop. He's going to be about 5 laps short with 11 laps to go. Coming up on the 10-lap mark.
Oh, Phelps just coming out now. It looks like he put tires on that machine.
Wow.
Finds himself all the way back there in 12th place. Will the tires be able to actually get him moving and get him some positions? I don't know if he's going to be able to get back to podium or not. He's 38 seconds back, which is once Brandon comes back in, that'll put him about 13 seconds behind Michael Samia.
You're going to have to listen to the cool down lap Monday night, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. while we review this race and we can talk about splitting the strategies. Because obviously I have no idea how to explain it. Because I would not have taken tires if you're only doing a short stop.
Yeah,
fuel.
that's what I would think.
So-
I mean, he had such a big advantage right there. If anything, you take right sides.
Right.
Because that's about as well. Even then, I wouldn't take right sides because you would have just been putting gas in, and you wouldn't put that much in, just a splash to get you going. I see the road guys do it all the time. Speaking of which, they're gonna be racing this Tuesday. Am I right?
That's right. The season 8 starts Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Broadcast goes live at 7:30 from Twin Ring Motegi in Japan. A new season, mixed class GT3s and GT4s on the track, split qualifying, split starts. It's going to be exciting. Tuesday night, 7:30 we go live. You're welcome to join us on the YouTube Midwest Motorsports channel. Michael
Cotton
Samia
did
walking
pit there.
taking over. Cotton came in. Right now he came out 4th, so good move for Brandon. Michael Samia, Walker McNulty have him covered. Justin Thaler came into pit. He dropped back to 13th. Jason Huffman now pitting. All right.
Well, who do we have here? We
Top
got
10 is
8
set.
laps to go. Who you
Yep.
got, James?
I don't think Walker is going to be able to catch Michael Samia. That's it. The fat lady is warming up in the back. No more pit stops for the leaders. And it's Michael Samia, Walker McNulty, Brandon Thayer, the Platinum Elite 1, 2, and 3. Brandon Cotton 4th, 2 seconds back. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 seconds back.
Oh boy, yeah, there's a big gap there back there. And
Top 3.
If I had to say, of course, now they're gonna prove me wrong here, but Norm Schneider, being a great driver he is, gets on out of the way to keep himself from getting involved. But I was gonna say, with one more car right in front of these two, Walker might seal that with the pick, but he's still 0.2 of a second, 7 laps to go, and their 0.2 of a second is how much faster Walker McNulty was than Michael Samia that last lap. So there's still some time there. Not that Ty Williams is going to make any hay, but he just put his fastest lap of the night down, about half a second faster than these two. But
That
at any
battle is
rate,
heating up. This is the battle for P4. And, yep, sorry, they both took tires where the group of, no, Brandon Cotton did not take tires. Ty Williams did. So Ty Williams has 7 laps to catch back up to the leaders. He's going to go by Brandon. That's the tire advantage.
2 Brandons here. That's what's keeping him from the podium right now and talking to us again tonight.
He's going to try. Brandon Cotton goes back on the outside. Carries a lot of speed as they race down the front stretch. Into turn 1. Cotton's not going to argue too much over the real estate, knowing that Ty has the tires. Ty Williams with no drafting help now. Over 3 seconds behind this battle. Norm Snyder gets up in the fence, staying out of Brandon Thayer's way. This is the race for the lead. Right here, right now. 6 laps to go. Can Walker McNulty find his way around his teammate? It's going to take perfect laps.
Yeah, it's going to take perfect laps, and he's going to have to keep that car away from the wall there as far as giving it a love tap or anything. And we see he's getting a little bit of ground here. Sliding on up, though. 0.18.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's all I was going to say. Is the 0.18 is their difference here.
Into the Indy turn 2, the tunnel turn. Little bump, and Samia doing his best to prevent Walker from running in a slipstream.
Walker had a waggle.
Off of turn 4, too. Walker McNulty gets on the throttle a little bit earlier than Michael, but you can see the steering input hanging on to it. Michael does try to avoid the draft. Walker McNulty has found it. Not enough time as they get back into turn 1.
4 to go.
Walker McNulty gets in the gas a little early and pushes up. Michael Samia stays low. Walker has to find the slipstream. Great defensive driving by Michael Samia.
Walker's tires stick this time out of the tunnel turn as he is now just 1/10 of a second away. Now dropping a little bit, but like you said, he's back on that loud pedal a little bit quicker than Michael Samia.
He is lurking, looking for a way around. Can he catch up to him? That's the first job.
Well, he's making that lean in there.
Michael Samia holding a steady line. As we come around with 3 to go.
Less than 1/10 of a second between the two.
We're not going to let you miss it. I will tell you that Ty Williams and Brandon Thayer, although Ty Williams is catching him 2.8 seconds apart, I think Brandon Thayer might have third if he can keep a clean line. Right now, Michael Samia trying to hold off Walker McNulty, who is right in his bumper. Nice and smooth down the front straight. Walker expects it this time, follows him. Can he get a slipstream? Michael stays low as long as he can.
10 thousandths? It's the third digit. Only 0.008 seconds difference between the two drivers' times. Walker just a little bit quicker. But he is falling a little bit back there. I don't know if he slipped up there in turn 1 and made a different line, but Samia's still keeping it going steady.
Awesome racing here. These guys super clean. Walker wants it. He really wants a win. Michael Samia has been racing here a long time as well. Every win is special. These guys are going at Pocono one-on-one, man-on-man. What a battle.
Walker looking for his first win of the season here in the Cup Series as Michael leads them down. Final lap to go. White flag is out. Michael Samia looking for win number 2. Making a back-to-back winning streak here for him if he can make it happen. Walker McNulty is sliding on up. Michael Samia a little
Play the
loose.
wall.
Walker taps the wall, but neither is getting any bit of more of an advantage. But Walker is making a move on the outside. He has got the nose ahead going into the tunnel turn. Will that outside line be able to hold as he continues to hold on to that advantage? James, get us all the way from turn
Coming
3
to the
to the start.
line. Walker McNulty takes it over in the tunnel turn. Only one left is turn 3, and Michael Samia carries it, drives it deep as hard as he can, coming off turn 3. Michael Samia drops to the inside. We're side by side on the finish. He's at the door. They touch. Walker McNulty door slams him, and Michael Samia is going to take it. What a finish.
Back
Michael
to
Samia,
back.
Walker McNulty gives him a love tap. He knows he had it. We're going to watch that one more time. Here we go. Oh, come on. I meant to hit play. Sorry. Here we are coming to the line. I'll speed it up just a little bit. That was incredible racing. Walker McNulty has the lead coming out of turn 2. And Michael Samia drops back in. Perfect down the straightaway. Coming into the final turn. Walker McNulty takes a higher arcane. Michael Samia works on the exit. Walker gets loose. They come down. Michael Samia sees it, takes advantage. And Walker McNulty, he keeps second place, but goodness gracious. Walker McNulty gives him a love tap. What a race. That's how they finish. Brandon Thayer comes in third. Ty Williams fourth. Further back. But up front, it's all Michael Samia. And we get to watch some burnouts from our man. The number 3 car takes it. Congratulations, Michael Samia. You have earned these burnouts. Congratulations. Parks it right on the start-finish line. We'll watch him again. Great job for Michael Samia. Michael, I will let you take it through the rundown as I will pull the scores up for everybody.
Gladly. I will have to correct a statement I made earlier. This is Michael Samia's first points paying win of the season. He won the duels at the beginning of the year. Last week, Brandon Cotton took home the W at Homestead Miami Speedway. Now, as we go read this list here, we got Walker McNulty taking the second place in that number 12 Ford Mustang. As we all know, Michael Samia taking it home in first place in that Chevy number 3 machine. Brandon Thayer rounds it out in the top 3 here podiums, coming up 3 places in the number 64 Chevrolet. Ty Williams missing out there, but he's another good run for him. The 81 Toyota in 4th. Brandon Cotton 5th in the number 5. Teammate Sean Cunningham brings it home 6th in the number 71 machine. Him and Brandon make the Hard Charger Award, coming up 12 spots from the start. Joseph Phelps, his intro to the league, top 10 for him, 7th place in the 57 Chevy. Eric Thaler makes it home in 8th place after that start. 9th is Trevor Mack in the number 99 Ghost Toyota. Then Justin Taylor, 10th in the number 2. Andrew Miller comes in 11th place in the 29. Jason Huffman's number 4 Toyota comes in 12th. Aaron Holroyd's number 73 Manscaped Chevrolet is in 13th. Dylan Fox winds up in 14th place in the 61 Ford. James Olavison finishes 15th in the number 9. Clarence Prince, 16th in that number 83 Toyota. Ant Castor comes home 17th in that number 8 Chevrolet. Norm Snyder bringing it home in 18th. Chris Thaler brings it 19th in his number 7. And Robert Olavison rounds out our field in 20th spot in the number 22.
What a race. I'm having a little trouble moving drivers up. Up, there we go. All right. We have the top 3 all good for Platinum Elite Racing. Whoever thought that day would come? But we have third place, Brandon Thayer in the number 64. Brandon, great race, man. Pocono Raceway, top 3. Congratulations. Oh, I hit the wrong button, Brandon. Hang on. Server muted you. I should have server unmuted you. All right, let's try it now. Hey, Brandon, congrats on a great race.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it.
What was it like, man? Did you have a plan coming in with the strategy? It seemed everybody came in with about this full field to go. There's no tricks on strategy tonight.
Yeah, there wasn't much wiggle room in terms of strategy you could do, so it was mostly just sticking with my team, sticking with Trevor, Mike, and Walker, and just seeing what we could do together.
Yeah, just awesome racing. Michael, you got any questions for him?
Well, I see you ended up with a 3-second pit stop there at the end, just a little splash to get you to the end. How'd you come to your last couple pit stops?
Really, it was just I was able to save a bit more than my teammates, so I would just come in at the same time they did, and I was running fifth gear a lot more than I think they were. I think they were running fourth and sticking high revs a lot more, and they were fast doing it. And I had people like Ty behind me at that after that final stop. I had Ty Williams behind me, and he was real fast, and he was catching me, and I was shaking in my boots a little bit. But the pits were they went pretty nice so far. We joke throughout the team a lot that I go past my box a ton, but tonight, thankfully, that didn't happen.
Yeah, we are too. Just awesome racing, Brandon. We're really happy for you. Any thoughts before we let you go?
No, just big congrats to Michael and Walker on their 1 and 2. That was awesome to watch from about a second back.
Yeah. Well, great. I'm glad you were able to watch the race up front as well as watch the relative behind to Ty Williams. Multitasking up there, Brandon. Congrats on a great finish. Hopefully, we'll talk to you more often up here in the booth after races. Congrats on your podium.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a great week. That's Brandon Thayer, number 64. Chevrolet finishes third. And up next, we got P2, Walker McNulty. Walker, it's James and Michael. What do you think, man? Talk us through your race. We saw those the 2 pit stops. You and Michael were teamed up together and running side by side, nose to tail. And then you want to talk us through those last maybe 4 or 5 laps?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying my hardest to figure out how I could possibly get a run behind him. The dirty air is just so strong, so I was offsetting my entries, wide entry, trying to carry exit speed, and I figured something out and was able to get a really good exit on him out of 3, and then, or maybe it was out of one of the two, and got by him there on the last lap, and then through 3, just got loose in the middle of the corner. Never didn't happen the rest of the race, but as soon as I got to clean air, it put air on the nose and it got me loose. So I was still loose. I thought I wasn't loose anymore on the exit, but then so I had the wheel straight and she kept turning left and we got together, which sucks because it gave us both a 4X. Um, which is far more important than just the race win was. So yeah, it was a great race for the team overall. I mean, we're top 3. That was amazing. We did some great strategy, and we really worked together well in this one.
How excited did you get when you got beside him and actually got past him in the tunnel turn?
I was excited just, running top 2 really. I kind of told myself that unless I had a really good opportunity that I was going to stay behind and just run it to the end and guarantee 0x, but then I got a really good chance, so I went for it and got it, but then my stupidity brought us both a 4x. So bittersweet, but the top 5 streak continues, so that's a plus.
All right on. Michael, you got anything for Walker?
Well, it was certainly exciting watching you guys battle. I don't know if I told James, but I was betting on you at the end there to bring it home in the lead. Saw you make that pass going into the tunnel turn, just kind of flabbergasted by it, and then that slip up in turn 3 happened, and as you mentioned, you kind of got a little loose there and kind of stuck going to the left a little bit more than you wanted. We'll pretend that wasn't the left tap that we might have said it might have been. But just as far as you guys came with your pit strategies and everything else like that, on a track like this, do you find that you end up changing your tires more often with how big it is, or you just kind of find that you're just mostly putting fuel, right sides on, and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, I took 2 out of the 3 sets. Didn't take them in the competition caution, took them in the next one, didn't take them, and then took them, and then didn't take them at the end. We were thinking about taking tires, but figured it was just too much of a time loss, and it would put us behind some people, and it would have put us behind Brandon Cotton, because Ty took tires, and he was right behind Brandon, and then he ended up like 4 seconds behind him. So yeah, it definitely was the right call for us not to take any. Thought maybe about taking 2, but who knows what the platform will be like. If you hadn't drove on 2, then you don't need to drive on 2 trying to race for the win.
Well, you guys put on one heck of a show. Unfortunate that you lose the bonus points. Nobody to blame there except yourself. Could have been prevented, but hey, it's all good. It happens when you're coming to the line. Adrenaline's up. What can you do? Hopefully, you'll have time to make it up as we have lots of races left in the season. So, congrats on a great podium and lots of points. Congratulations, Walker.
Yeah, thank you, James. Thank you, Michael. Thanks to everybody in Midwest, Motorsports, the broadcast crew, everybody for coming in and racing. It was a really fun race. Really nice that we went full green the whole way, allowed all the different strategies to kind of come together. Racing here is hard, but it's pretty fun too. So, yeah, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, buddy. Walker McNulty finishes second tonight, one step off the top step. And only one thing left we have to do now is talk to Michael Samia as the smoke clears from his helmet after doing some awesome burnouts. Michael, what's up, man? Congratulations on a great race. Amazing job.
Thanks, man. It was a pretty fun race too. I enjoyed that one a lot.
We enjoyed watching it, man. Walker was on you for those after the stop, even before the stop. Um, did you feel like he was going to make a move, or did you feel like he was just following?
So I think I had him covered kind of in one, if it didn't break a little loose on me, and then the last corners he was killing me through the tunnel turn. So that's where he got his move because I got loose getting through that tunnel turn, and it set him up for a good move. So I knew if I could get to the last 2 corners, if I could outbrake him and get under him, I could drive off harder than him. But I didn't know it was going to work out that way. You know what I mean? I was quicker, but it's hard to pass.
Yeah, it is. He got around you, and I noticed also at several laps, several corners. I mean, you guys were when y'all were lead follow. He would kind of catch you on the slipstream going in, and then you would take an early entry, and then Walker seemed to get back on the throttle early, like he was. I don't know. He just ended up pushing up. I don't know if that was arrow or just a difference in driving style. You were really concentrating on getting a good smooth run out, a smooth exit, and it seemed to pay off.
Yeah, coming through 1 and 2, if I break
Right.
it early and keep it on the bottom, I could run it out to the wall, and usually had a lot of grip there. Sometimes it would slip up a little bit, but then I had a good run down the straight. Which when he was up a groove, he could get into the throttle and there's a little more grip up there, so he could carry that speed off the turn one easy. It was a little more difficult for me.
Right. I see. Michael, you got anything for our winner here?
Well, just congratulations on getting your win. Second win of the season for, well, third if you count the duels. Overall, in all of Midwest's offerings this season, you won, what was it, last week in the Truck Series. Now you get this week here at Pocono Raceway. You won the duels at the beginning of the season here, and you come into this race 5th and 14th in points in the Cups. We're about halfway through the season. When do you start thinking about the points? What's your overall goal for the rest of the season, and how you feeling about the next couple races at Darlington, Dover, and the Glen?
So man, I think it's too far for the points. My focus right now is quit doing stupid decisions and just race and and finish where I should finish. Not no more of this finishing in the back stuff because of error and stupid decisions.
When I hear that, I translate that into I'm going flat out from here on out, and the strategy is what it is. I'm not going to try to throw any curveballs. I'm going to go for it and let her eat. Is that right? Is that what I heard?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, buddy. All right, man. Congratulations, Platinum Elite 1, 2, 3, and
Yeah,
number 3 on the
you
top step.
you asked for it. We put it out there. 1, 2, 3. I was happy for that.
You should be, man. Congratulations. Sorry about the 4X there at the end. Do you have any thoughts on that? I know I couldn't tell if it was intentional or not. I know you guys are buddies. Those bonus points do play out at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, the way it is I don't expect him to give it to me. So he passed me, and I was not letting him have it easy either. So we was going to race for it right there at the end. That happens, 2X, 4X, whatever. I don't know what happened. I was a little loose. He said he was loose. I really don't know. I'll go back and check it out, but it was just racing, is what I think.
Right on. That's the way it works. We like to see good racing here at Midwest Motorsports, and you're a big part of it, Michael. Thank you. Congratulations. Have a great week, man. Winner.
Yep. You guys have a good day.
All right. That's
You do.
Michael Samia. He's awesome. Awesome for the win. Michael Samia, long overdue. And man, we saw some great racing here at Pocono. Michael, you got any last thoughts before we break it down?
Oh man, this was a fun race to watch. This weekend's been a good weekend for Midwest Motorsports with the clean racing. I know we had a couple taps here and there, but the fact that we managed this weekend, no cautions. We got the Roar 24. A lot of guys sounded like participated in or the Roar before the 24 this weekend. A lot of guys it sounded like were participating in that. Road course racing coming up on Tuesday, and we got more racing coming up from the oval side here this coming weekend with Indianapolis for the Truck Series, and who we got in the Cup? We got Darlington for the Cup. So a lot of fun action for you guys to cover tomorrow night. Join us tomorrow night. I won't be there unfortunately, but James will be, as will Ant, and a lot of other guys from the admin team to talk about the cool down lap and what's going on here at Midwest and what's going on in real world racing. And I just look forward myself for the 24-hour race at Daytona next weekend.
That's right. Don't forget the Road Series starts Tuesday. A new season, 7 p.m. Until then, I'm James J. for all the Midwest Motorsports admins that make this great league possible. Thanks to everybody for showing up, of course. Always don't forget to stay in your lane.